of Federal Hill. His longest kick of the year, 45. Zastadil will hold. There will be no fake here. The outcome of the game rides on this play. Here's Phil Dawson from 51. Kick on the way. It is up. It is long enough. It is no good. It hit the crossbar and bounced back. And the Ravens win by an inch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, how sweet the celebration in a game of inches. And the Ravens win by an inch.
Wow, that was incredible. That was an incredible finish.
Dawson's pick hit the crossbar. It bounced up, lingered in the air for a pregnant pause, and then fell short as the Browns come up short. And the Ravens win it 30-27 over the Cleveland Browns to even their mark at 5-5 and allow the words playoff hope to resurface in Baltimore.
What an amazing finish.
We'll check in with Stan White in just a moment amidst the chaos that is midfield here at M&T Bank Stadium. You won't find a more dramatic finish in a football game in November than we saw here. Matt Stover, the third most accurate kicker in NFL history, edges out Phil Dawson, the fourth most accurate. And let's go to the field. Stan White with our Comcast player of the game, DeVar Darling.
All right, I'm going to take a short break here while they say their prayer. Matt and Matt Stover and DeVar Darling and several of the Browns are down saying their prayer with Rod Harrison, the chaplain of the Ravens at this point, and that was a prayer. I was standing under the goalpost when that hit. It hit the left upright, hit the crossbar, bounced straight up in the air, and you couldn't tell whether it was going to fall over or not, and it fell just on the other side of the goalpost. What a kick. All right, let's go to DeVar. DeVar, great job. This is your coming out party, I guess.
Yes, sir. I just got to give all praise and glory to the Lord. You know, when I just can't explain it, man. It's just been a long time coming, and I just thank the Lord for the opportunity.
What was today? Over 100 yards receiving. That has to sound good.
Oh, yeah, man. It was a long time coming, you know, and I just waited for it and stayed patient, and the Lord presented this opportunity for me, and I just came out and took advantage of it.
What was the difference between the first half and the second half? The first half, you guys had like 7 yards of total offense. The second half, you went up and down the field.
Execution, man. Period. It's just execution. We came out.
The ball went past the crossbar and came back.
That's all I can say. We pulled it together. About it done.
All right. Good job, DeVar. All right. Okay.
Stan, I'm going to interject here. We just heard from Pete Morelli. There was a huddle down at the goal line with the Browns and the officials. Morelli and his officials are now going to get together and discuss. The Browns are saying that when the ball hit the crossbar, it went up and broke the plane of the goalpost. Think of the goalpost as having an imaginary sheet of glass that stretches from the crossbar and in between the two uprights. If any portion of the ball goes across that plane, then the field goal would be good. The official said the ball hit the crossbar and bounced back. The Browns say the ball went over that plane.
It hit the left upright, went down, and hit the crossbar and it came back, so it couldn't hit the backside. It hadn't hit the front side. Yeah.
So that stands perspective from the field. But now Pete Morelli, keep in mind, you cannot have a coach's challenge in the final 2 minutes of a half. This had to be initiated from the booth. What is not clear is whether Morelli is looking at this play on the behest of the Browns, which he would not be allowed to do, or if the call came down from the replay booth. Keep in mind the replay earlier in the game did not work when the Ravens tried to challenge a call. So technology continues to have an interesting play on the outcome of this game.
Yeah, Jerry, I was right under the goalpost. It hit the left upright, then came down and hit the crossbar on the front side of the crossbar and bounced straight up in the air. So where does the plane start? The front of the goalpost, in the middle, on the back? I've never heard that discussed before.
The plane is, again, as I was sharing with our listeners, imagine a piece of glass stretched from the crossbar in between the uprights, extending to infinity. That's the plane.
Yeah, in between, but where? Is it at the front of them or right in between them? Where is that?
Well, here's Pete Morelli. He's been under the hood. He is at the 18-yard line. a sense of raw energy filtering throughout the stadium. And let's see if we can get an explanation from Pete Morelli. Brian Billick is standing right there at the 20-yard line where Pete Morelli is huddled with 4 other officials. Many of the Ravens fans have already headed for the exit. Brian Billick is now walking back toward the sideline, talking to his players. It is not clear. Here's Pete Morelli with the explanation.
Doesn't look.
After discussion on the field goal hit the top of the crossbar, went over and hit the extension on the backside, which in fact is a good field goal. It bounced back. The field goal was good.
And that means we're going to overtime.
We will go to overtime.
So technology bites the Ravens for a second time today.
That's amazing.
Just when you thought you had seen it all, and the Ravens and their fans were ready to celebrate a wild victory, now, on a day when review did not work for the Ravens in the first half, it comes back to bite them in the second half. In the spirit of fairness, we can now see the replay, and Morelli did make the correct call. What is most irritating for the Ravens and their fans is that that call was not made at the time of the play.
We will go to sudden death overtime. It will be fourth quarter timing rules. Each team will receive 2 timeouts.
You got to wonder also, Jerry, about guys. If you look at Jonathan Ogden right there, it looks like he went into the locker room and started cutting his tape off and everything. So you got to wonder.
Several players had left the field.
Yeah.
Stan was on the field talking to DeVar Darling and the other players who had already had the post-game prayer.
This is tails. This is heads. You're the visitor. You're going to make the call. Heads is the call. They won. They wanted to receive. Which way you want to kick? Cleveland will receive at this end.
So the Cleveland Browns received the kick to start overtime. Keep in mind, thousands of fans have already left M&T Bank Stadium. But when we come back, we start overtime on the Ravens game day. So 5 minutes after fans celebrated, players left the field. This game has gone to overtime, and now the Browns have the first shot to win it with a 34-yard field goal attempt by Phil Dawson. There's the kick. It is up, and it is good. And the Cleveland Browns win it this afternoon on a day that Ravens fans will curse technology. 33-30, the Browns win it. And now the Ravens fans can do nothing more than head for the exits in a state of shock that will eventually give rise to outrage that technology has come back to bite the Ravens and turn a tough season into a long season. So Matt Stover's moment in the spotlight as the hero with what looked to be the game-winning field goal turns out to be not the case, as the Ravens lose in the most delayed, painful fashion imaginable. 33-30. The Browns beat the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium. And we're back with much more on the Ravens Game Day Network.